Hello, my name is Ilona, and in this video I want to take a look at the energy of certain countries. A lot of people have been asking me to take a look at a certain country, so I'm just going to, take a look at a few of them. And the first one I want to start with is Greece. They're fining elderly people from 60 years and up €100 a month if they don't get the wasp sting. So if you did not get the wasp sting and you're 60 years and older, they are now collecting €100 every month, which is a lot of money, especially in that area. So it's horrendous. I found an article from the health minister named Thanos Pleveris. I kind of had to laugh a little bit at the name Thanos. I'm kind of wondering if he has the Infinity Stones. But he mentioned that mid-March restrictions will be lifted. I'm not sure if he was talking about these fines as well, and that they're aiming for a normal Easter, but that they're looking to the next autumn. So something's up there. I think they're probably going to leave the fines. I'm not sure. I don't know how long they can pretty much get away with that, but I think it all depends on the people of Greece. So I'm just going to take a look at the energy. See what the energy is of Greece. We have the Page of Swords, that's the card above. We have the Five of Swords, that's the central card. We have the Ace of Wands in the past. We have the Knight of Wands underneath the central card. And we have the Three of Swords in the future. Just gonna get another card, an extra card to clarify also the future. The Knight of Cups. And we have a lot of cards that are swords, the element of air. And as you can see, this is a central card. This is a very grim energy. So I do believe, and that's what I'm sensing also in my stomach. It's like a tight knot. So I believe there's a lot of dark energy, a lot of negative energy still in Greece. People are starting to wake up, but it takes time. It's still in a very almost infant phase, so to speak. The Page of Swords, the page usually is a card of a young person. So they are starting to understand or starting to wake up, but it's very fresh still. So a lot needs to be done. But there's a very grim atmosphere. Like people are really trying to control everything there. So what I'm sensing is there's still a lot of dark energies there. There's also, especially the Knight of Wands, usually is a Whitehead's influence. So the Whitehead influence is coming through more and more, but it takes time. This energy is very heavy, very negative. Wouldn't surprise me at all if a lot of people in Greece are like completely, how do you say that? Exhausted from everything. It's almost like they don't have any energy at all, and that's exactly what they want. They want to keep them as low as possible, and the lowest frequency as possible. But something's going to happen. Something's going to come up there. I do believe that the Whiteheads are going to, how do you say that, come up with more, how do you say that? They're going to poke more. They're going to maybe restrictions will get even more extreme or something like that. Or something could come up, something that will completely change everything. But in the future, the near future, old pain will come up. This is, you see 3 swords through the heart, but there's no blood. So it's like old pain that's going to come up. That's going to have an effect on the people of Greece. Like something is going to come up from the past that caused a lot of pain. It will be brought up again, and this is to reconnect people. That is purposely done, most likely with a Whitehead influence. So it may look like it's just going to get worse, but it's purposely done to really get people in connection with their heart. I feel a lot of people there are completely numb. It's almost like they have no connection with their heart anymore. They're completely almost domicile, that's domicile, if I'm not mistaken, that's the correct word, but it's almost like they're just moving along. It's almost like is all the feeling is out of there. It's I don't know, it's very depressing. It's a very depressing energy. Things are going to change. They're going to stir up things. I think the Whiteheads are going to try to really change that energy. But something will be brought up, something from the past that caused a lot of pain with the Greek people, just with Greece in general, that will help reconnect them to their hearts and to the energy, the beautiful energy of Greece. And it is a beautiful country, if I'm not mistaken. Never been there, but that's what I'm thinking, at least when I've seen some pictures and videos, that it's a very beautiful country, and there has to be they have to find a new way of connecting with that beautiful energy. There's too much lower energy right now. But I think things are going to change, but it's not going to be easy. So next I want to take a look at the Czech Republic. That's interesting. I don't know anything about the Czech Republic. So I found that there are apparently from March 1st, so that was of course yesterday, all limits on people gathering have been dropped. On March 13th, all testing for healthcare workers and staffers at nursery homes will end. And also on March 13th, the mask will end as well, except for public transport, hospitals and nursing homes. They still have to continue wearing it. So they are lifting certain restrictions. I'm just going to take a look and see what the cards will say about the Czech Republic. Let's see. We have the High Priestess. That's interesting. We have the Ace of Swords. That's the central card. We have the Strength card in the past. We have the Moon card. That's interesting. Underneath the Ace of Swords. And we have the Eight of Wands. I'm just gonna get another card, and the Ten of Swords. It's interesting because there are three major arcana cards, and well, the central card is the Ace of Swords. So there's a new inspiration, new ideas coming in. So I think people in the Czech Republic are waking up more and more. They're opening up to a new energy. It's like a fresh new perspective that's coming in. But a lot is still hidden, and it's interesting. These are both cards that are very vague in a way. We have the High Priestess, of course, veils and secrets, and we have the Moon that is it's not clear what's going on. There's still a lot of confusion going on. So it's how do you say, changing. The energy is changing, so things become more clear, because that's what the sword is also standing. It's very making things clear, so people will start to understand and see what is going on. So there is a clearing going on in the energy. And the energy has been very vague, very mysterious. So this is changing, but the influence is still there. So people are still not seeing completely what is going on. But I believe, especially with the Ace of Swords, that a new start is already beginning, and people will start to see what's really going on. This will cut through all the BS, so to speak, and it will speed up. This is the near future, so things will speed up in the Czech Republic. It wouldn't surprise me if things are coming out more and more scandals, probably more things that people are like, hey, what's going on here? So all this confusion from the High Priestess and from the Moon will fade away, and people will be able to make a very clear decision. This has to stop. This is really a very conscious decision from the people of the Czech Republic. I think they really are pretty much fed up in the near future with everything, and they'll be like, yeah, this is enough. We're done with this. So there's a very clear ending coming. And of course, when something ends, a new beginning can start. So I have this very almost... So at the moment, there's still a lot of vague things going on, a lot of illusions. But the feeling I'm getting from the near future is that the people in Czech Republic are cutting right through that and are getting to the bottom of things. I feel a very active energy, especially with the Eight of Wands, like there's more active energy going on. So I see that as very promising. The next I want to take a look at is Hungary. Now the Prime Minister Orban has, is getting a little bit of heat because of his relationship with, of course, Mr. P from Russia. He is pretty close. So we're going to take a look how Hungary, what the energy is of Hungary right now. Let's see, we have the Chariot, that's the card above. We've got the Six of Pentacles, that's the central card. We have the Death card in the past. We have the Page of Swords underneath the central card. And for the future we have the Tower. I'm gonna get an extra card. And the Ten of Swords. Well, that's promising. They have that same energy as in the Czech Republic, like enough is enough. Right now, things are balancing out. I do believe that Hungary also, well, always had a little different point of view, especially because of the Prime Minister, and just had a very different way of, going along with things, with what's going on in Europe, with all the other states. So I do believe things are balancing out right now. That's very important energy. And they're moving away from something, also taking control. So the Chariot is about gaining control, taking back the reins and holding on and deciding which way you want to go. So I think a lot of energy in Hungary is that people are taking more and more control over their country, over what they want. Things are changing there. It's still in a very fresh state, but people are opening up. They are seeing things more, more clear. Like, well, this isn't right. And it's starting. Like the Page is always a very young energy. So it's just starting. People are getting more inquisitive, like wondering what's really going on. They want to look behind the veil. The energy is starting there, but there's also this very active energy that I was sensing with the Czech Republic as well, that people are getting more active. And in the near future, things are going to completely fall apart for Hungary in a good way. So this is systems that don't fit them anymore, things they don't want anymore. All these corrupt systems are falling apart. The Tower means that this tower is built, but it isn't built on a strong foundation. So it's going to fall apart. If you want to build up something, you need a strong foundation. And that's really what we're looking at. We are looking at the collapse of the old system. We are looking at the collapse of the dark systems. And they also have this card, this very decision-making card. Like, yeah, we've had enough. This has gone long enough. And I think especially with the Prime Minister, I believe that he already has tendency to look different at different perspective. Like I said, he is pretty close with Russia, or at least the Mr. P from Russia. So there is a different energy there, and he's always been a little different in handling things. So I think that the people of Hungary are really like, yeah, this is enough. We've had enough. So there's all this strong active energy going on there. Now let's see if I have some time left, so I'm going to take a look at Italy as well. I still believe there is a lot going on in Italy. I have the sun that's coming out. It just jumped out. So apparently the sun is going to start shining in Italy. I hope so. It's been quite... And we have... Well, that's interesting. The Page of Swords. So I do believe that in more and more countries, people are starting to open up for new possibilities. People are waking up. It's still very fresh at times in Italy as well, because I was asking about Italy. But it's starting. People are getting curious. People are wanting to know more. They're opening up for new perspectives, which is so necessary. Then I'm just going to see Italy. We have Justice. The central card is the Six of Pentacles. We have the Six of Cups in the past. We have the 9 of Wands underneath the 6 of Pentacles, and we have the 5 of Pentacles for the near future. Just going to get an extra card, the Magician. Oh, that's interesting. So they are balancing out. These are 2 cards. This is a major arcana card, so very important about balance. You can see both have scales. It's about balancing things out. So in Italy, things are changing. Things are, I think, changing for the better. I got the Sun card, which is really an indication that things are changing, but it takes time because there's a lot of old pain. A lot of old pain that people really need to face there. The energy in Italy needs to change. It's balanced, it's starting to balance out, but it takes time. So I do believe that in Italy things will change, but it takes time, and especially in the near future, people can still feel left in the cold. People can still feel that they're not getting any support and it's pretty useless to do anything about it. And I think they will be pushed that way to get to really make them connect, make them so uncomfortable they have to step into their power. There's still some energy there that people are like, well, there's not much I can do about this, and we'll just have to follow the orders or just do what is told, which is very strange in a way, because if I think about Italians, I think about these passionate people. But there's something there, and they've also had, of course, military governments. So there's something there following what's going on. There are, of course, all these families, these crime families that have taken over pretty much entire Italy. We have, of course, the Vatican there as well. So there is a lot of negative energy there, a lot of dark energy. I do believe a lot of it has been cleaned up. Justice is being served. But a lot of people still feel in the cold, and they need to get into this power. They need to connect with their own power and understanding that they are capable of manifesting something completely new, something completely different. So this is a way of getting people out of this comfort zone, which isn't a good comfort zone, and getting them ready for something completely new. So things will change, but it will take time. Especially in Italy, there is still a lot of old pain that needs to be faced, that people will need to deal with. So I'm going to leave it at this, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye!